Hi everyone, I'm Carla. Today I'm here at Monserrate in Sintra, Portugal. Behind me you can see its stunning palace, but this is one of my favorite places. I come here a lot, not just for the palace, which is amazing, but mostly because of its park, which is truly unique. And as you all know, Christmas is just around the corner. I'm sure you have your Christmas tree set for many days now, and I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to tell you about a very unique tree, the New Zealand Christmas tree. But before I start, maybe a little rant about common names. So usually, especially for plants, the same species has several common names in the same country, and then obviously from country to country the names change. And to make it even more confusing, sometimes the same common name will be shared by two or even more plants. So to avoid doubts, I always like to mention its scientific name, which in this case is Metrosiderus excelsa. Metrosiderus comes from ancient Greek, and you can divide it in two words. The first one, metra, which means heartwood, and the second, sideron, which means iron. So Metrosiderus basically means iron heart, and nod to how dense and hard this wood is. So no surprise that another common name for this species is iron tree. The second name, excelsa, comes from Latin, meaning the highest or sublime, which I also feel it really applies to this tree, because look at it. It's not just high, it's massive. It fully covers, and here there's another one. But that one fully covers the left tower of the palace, which annoys some symmetry fanatics taking photos that are fully oblivious to how amazing and tree this is, and how it is such a gift. So all that information packed in the scientific name. Cool, right?
In the palace's lawn, there are only two large New Zealand Christmas trees. The one near the palace, which is my favorite one, and that one, which I think is even bigger. This very steep lawn is Portugal's first, by the way, created by Gerard de Wiesem in the late 1700s. But now, let's take a look at my favorite girl. I've conquered the steep incline, and here I am closer to her many trunks. If you're like me and love to be in close contact with nature, and especially with trees, this lady is a great choice because it is very easy to climb. Because it's so big, it takes a bit to go around her. Look at the immensity of this tree and so many trunks, and the incredible mesh of roots and the wood, the bark of it's mixed with roots. Here, getting close to what I call the gate, and you have to crawl a little bit. And look how entangled the roots are. It's so beautiful. And you go up a bit, and here it is, my favorite spot. My spot. Here is where I sit.
As you can see, it's the perfect place to sit. You can even lean over, look up. This beautiful green. It's such a beautiful day. Like almost Christmas. And it's the 23rd. And it's just glorious. And here, having a nice chat with this old lady. Yeah, in Portugal, we refer to trees in general as female. And this one is so cool to be up a tree.
So, no surprise, this treasure of a tree is also a favorite for the little ones to explore and go on adventures. Here we can see my kiddo, and this is his absolute favorite tree to climb in this park. She's an amazing spot to hang out together in Monserrate, really. But my point is, trees such this one provide an excellent opportunity to encourage their natural sense of wonder about these ancient beings hundreds of years old and to instill in them a deep respect for all living things. So please do let down some basic rules like no jumping on its roots. Well, avoid stepping on them really. No ripping off the bark or pulling the leaves out, no carving on the tree. All that can be done using branches already on the ground. You get the idea.
So this is the perfect spot to have a nice chat about this tree. How come these species is linked to the magic of Christmas, you might ask? Well, here in Sintra in early summer, typically around June, this tree will gift you with a brilliant display of red flowers. However, back in its native range in the South Hemisphere, as you surely know, summer comes at a different time of year. And so in New Zealand, these trees will dress themselves with gorgeous big round crimson flowers from November to January, with a peak just about now in late December. So no wonder that seeing a tree covered in bright red Christmas ornament-like flowers, the English settlers coined it the New Zealand Christmas tree. Over time, it evolved into a cherished Christmas time symbol in New Zealand, with even a few carols celebrating its beauty and its image gracing many holiday cards. It's one of the most recognized and loved native trees by Kiwis, a true national icon. And while New Zealand Christmas tree, it's an adorable name, I much prefer to use its original Maori name, Pohutukawa. Repeat with me, Pohutukawa. Well done. Quite a fun word, isn't it? Pohutukawa. I love it. Pohutukawa, Pohutukawa. There's actually a really cool song about it that I love. It goes a bit more or less like this. Pohutukawa, there ain't no other Christmas tree like you. Pohutukawa, there ain't no other Christmas tree like you. I could go on, but I will save you the torture of hearing me sing. So the word Pohutukawa offers numerous interpretations, one of which is splashed by the spray. This reflects its coastal habitat, where it defiantly thrives despite the ocean's lashings and salty winds. Here at Monserrate, we are also close to the ocean, so no wonder this Pohutukawa feels at home. But not just here, this imposing evergreen tree is a popular ornamental species around the world. However, for the Maori, beyond its beauty, it's considered a sacred tree that holds a prominent place in their mythology. Sintra is a place very rich in myths and legends, which I love. So let me share with you two from the other side of the world. But let me apologize beforehand if I mispronounce any of these names, because unfortunately I've never been to New Zealand. One Maori legend tells us that the red flowers come from the blood of the mythical hero Tauhaki, who tragically fell to his death from the sky. My favorite tale, and possibly the most famous Pohutukawa in Maori lore, is about a small wind-bitten tree clinging onto a rocky outcrop extending out into the ocean near Cape Reinga. This supposedly 800-year-old tree is believed to guard the entrance to a sacred cave through which disembodied spirits start their journey to the next world, to the ancestral homeland of Hawaiki. Well, not very Christmassy spirit stories for sure, but isn't it wonderful to learn about myths and legends from sacred trees from faraway cultures just by visiting a park? Trees, I believe, are the finest ambassadors a country can have. Myths also often highlight cultural significance, and the Pohutukawa stands tall in Maori culture with diverse traditional uses. Pohutukawa blooming was and still is used as part of Mana Mataka, the Maori lunar calendar, a monthly almanac that specifies the days and nights on which certain activities such as planting or fishing or others are advised or cautioned against. And museum artifacts show the wood was used by the Maori to create several different tools, such as paddles, fernwood beaters, kitu, which is a tool for loosening the soil around kumara or sweet potatoes, ko, a soil loosening tool similar to a hoe, hakauhuia, which were containers for treasures, mauls, hammers, clubs, and weapons. Europeans also highly regarded Pohutukawa wood for being very dense with a swirly grain and red attractive dark red color. It was also prized as a fine source of firewood that produced a strong hot flame. And for medicinal purposes, both Maori and Europeans used a decoction from the inner bark in the treatment of dysentery. And modern chemical analysis has validated this application. The bark has been shown to contain ellagic acid, which is used in diarrhea and dysentery treatments for its astringent properties. Traditionally, the Maori also collected the nectar from the flowers and used it in the treatment of sore throats. However, the nectar has much more than medicinal applications. Many native animals feed on it, and honeybees, which were introduced, absolutely adore it. Here, in some summer days, you can hear the bees' frantic buzzing before you actually see the tree. It's really cool. The honey made from these flowers is pale, obviously sweet, but with a distinctive flavor. This honey is highly appreciated in New Zealand. Well, not just in New Zealand. It seemingly caught the attention of the late Queen Elizabeth II, who used to order a batch of Pohutukawa honey from Rangitoto Island each year. And so I will leave you now. I hope you have enjoyed this video about the beautiful Pohutukawa. And I promise I will do another one next summer when this beauty will be in flower, so I can show you its gorgeous flowers and talk a little bit more about them. But for now, I sincerely wish you all a terrific Christmas, and consider this my little Christmas present for all of you plant lovers out there. And I honestly wish you a Christmas filled with joy and above all with peace for everyone in this world. And so, beijinhos, and see you soon.